Hey there guys, thanks for joining us on another Kickstarter preview. We're doing something a little different here. We're going to be having a look at Dragon Dice. Now this is the game that's been out already. It came out back in the 90s and was reasonably popular then. And the guys are bringing it back now for coming to Kickstarter soon. So yeah, this used to be run by Wizards of the Coast back in the day. And now it's coming to SFR. So you can see the little logo over there. They'll be kickstarting this later this month, I believe. When it goes live, I'll put a link in the description below, and you can follow it to the Kickstarter itself. This is what we're going to be playing here. Is the components from the original game. So you can see generally what it's like, and then obviously when you want more information, you can just follow the link to the Kickstarter, and you can see all the updated look of it and so on. Well, what it is it's a two-player head-to-head dice game where we use mythical armies. So, for example, in this situation, I'm using the Tree Folk, and D, who's here with me, hey D, he's using the Fire Walkers. Okay, so the way this works is you've got three areas. You've got over there which will have terrain in them. So we've both brought two terrain dice with us, and we'll place one of the terrain dice in each location, like, for example, like that. And then we'll split our armies into three sections. We're playing a 30-point game. Each one of the dice has health points. So, for example, the small dice are 1 point. The medium dice are 2 points. The large dice are 3 points. And these ones are 4 points. So, they're 4 points to buy for your army. They're also the same. Their points is also the same as their health. So, a 1-point dice costs 1 point and it has 1 health. They do different things as well. So the icons. So there's a lot of icons in this game. For example, for the Tree Folk, that's a range symbol. This is a ranged dice. That's the wild, if you like. So this is a pineling. That's his symbol, and that will trigger any of the things he has on here. So there's maneuver, ranged, and defense. As they go up, they get better. So, for example, I've got some cavalry over there. I've got some infantry. I've got some magic users and ranged users. I've got various other types of Tree Folk. And I've also got, which you can't see at this very moment, I've got in my dragon pool, or my summoning pool, I've got 2 dragon dice. Now, dragon dice doesn't necessarily work for you. They are something that you can summon to the table to cause untold chaos. D will have a similar sort of thing, but his dice might be different. So they might have, like, say, for example, swamp walkers might be better at ranged, or better at magic, or whatever the case may be. They all have a different racial trait. I seem to be better at sort of maneuvering and maybe a bit of magic. See how it goes. Alright, so the terrain effects, they will also have effects on the game. The object of the game is to try and get 2 of the terrains to level 8 and control them, or destroy your opposing army. So if I wipe out all these dice, then I've won, or if I control 2 areas with the terrain dice on 8 each, then I've won as well. And we have a little sequence here which we'll go through on the gameplay section. That's about it, right?
I think so.
Alright, so we're going to get set up here, and when we come to the gameplay section, we'll then show you what's what. See you in a minute. I'll explain it now. Alright, so we've done the quick setup, just a quick run through that. What happens is you split your armies up into 3 sectors. We're playing a 30-point game, so no sector can have more than 15 points. So I've got 14, 15, and well, I've got something like that. That's not right. I've got 4 there, and so on.
That's a 3 there. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so there we go. So I've set that up. Then we roll our horde army. So the army that's under the horde section. And we're looking for feet, basically, the maneuver symbol. The one who rolls the most can choose to either go first or choose which terrain we were going to use in the middle there. There was 2 different ones within the frontier terrain to start with.
So D won that roll. He chose to go first, so I chose to get rid of this dice. Now, why that's significant is because when you roll magic and stuff, they're triggered based on color. So I've got green, green, and that one doesn't have any effect on me.
No, it's got green as well.
Oh, it's got green. So they all got green on, so therefore I get affected by all of them. And
while myself as blue and red, I'm only going to get bonuses for magic in here and here. I'm going to get no bonuses for magic there.
There we go. So he's the first player. His first thing he's got to do is the beginning of the phase. You do any spell effect expiration stuff. We haven't got any because it's the first turn. Then you do the dragon attack phase. So if a dragon was in play, let's say over there, we would roll the active player rolls the dragon, or the person who controls the dragon, but it's not necessarily.
It attacks the active player's army.
Yeah.
And is generally quite devastating.
So that would roll, and then we go to the active player, which is D in this case, to do the army phase. First thing he does is a maneuver. So he chooses one of the locations. Which one are you going to choose, dude?
I think I am going to choose this one.
Okay. So what he's doing now is a maneuver. So he's basically, a maneuver allows you to move this up or down one, his choice, if he succeeds. Obviously, he's got a good chance because I've got very little army strength here. So he rolls first, looking for maneuver symbols or his faction symbol.
So I have got 2 little feet there. That is it. So I've got a maneuver value of 2.
Yeah. So he's the aggressor, if you like. So I need to beat 2 to stop him from maneuvering the die. So I got my 1 die. I roll that. I've got my faction symbol, which is some sort of weird tree thing. So I've got technically 4 there. 3.
It's level 3.
Yeah, level 3. So
he's got 3 maneuver versus my 2 maneuver. As it's my turn, I'm the active player. It's just a case of if I have equal or more than Jason, I would then maneuver that dice. If I have less, nothing happens to the dice, so that stays where it is.
Yep.
So now I choose to do an action. The actions I can do is either a magic action, a missile action, or a melee action. The action that you choose is dependent on what it says on this particular dice here. So while I'm here, I can only do a missile action. So I am going to do a missile action because why not? So with a missile action, I can choose to attack any frontier, but you can't shoot the furthest one away if you're on the side. So Horde can't attack Horde, and home terrain can't attack home terrain. So in a missile action, I choose the army that I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack this one here. So I roll my dice. I'm looking for, in my instance, this symbol here. So I've got like some spiky, arrowy, fireball things.
And of course your faction symbol, or your
and my faction symbol,
whatever they are.
Wild.
Just for example, because the dice are really poor at showing you, these are the faction symbols. So he's the Firewalker. So these are the symbols he's looking for.
Yeah, there's a lot of symbology in this. So
yes.
Follow the guides is the best advice. So I've got, I believe that's fuck and all.
Is that magic there?
So that's 1 magic. That's 2 magic, that's 3 melee, 1 melee, and 2 maneuver. But I was looking for missile. So if I rolled any missile results, I would roll any special abilities. So on generally these ones, there's lots of different other symbols which have special abilities as well. Obviously I didn't roll any of those.
So we don't have to look them up.
So we don't have to look them up, which is good. Because that's going to really drag in some time when we're trying to explain that.
So now,
if I had successfully rolled 1 missile result, then the receiving army would then roll to make saves where he needs to get his shield symbols, which for Jason would be those.
yeah, but I don't have to bother.
I wasn't successful, he doesn't have to save anything because I've just decided to shoot some birds instead. And probably missed. Then you would resolve damage, and that's their action done for shooting. So then I get a second march. So I'm then going to do this unit. So once again, I'm going to do a maneuver first. So rolling my dice, looking for the feet symbols. So I've got this dice here is my faction symbol, and nothing there. So the faction symbol equals to their power strength. So that's, I've got 3 maneuvers.
So I need 4 to stop him. I've got 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I've also rolled choke.
Which I believe,
It's a melee action.
It counts as during a melee attack. It would do something. That's basically what it does.
Yeah, and we're in a maneuver action at the moment.
So once again, Jason's got more maneuverability than myself, so it means I don't change the dice. So now I go on to my attack. So I've got ranged attack. So I am going to range attack, and I am going to shoot against.
And now, because he's shooting from the middle, he can shoot anywhere.
Yeah. I will shoot these guys, I think.
Okay.
Hopefully something better this time. I believe that's a load of crap. Nothing too good. So I've got maneuver, defense, melee. Then I've got this special ability, which is smite, which is something which happens during a melee attack. But because it's a
range attack,
a special action icon, I can also use it as a single success.
So that's one success you got.
Effectively, I can use it as one success for ranged attack.
Instead of the 4 brutal murder that it would have been.
If it was melee, but it wasn't.
So that means, oh, you're running this side. So I have to roll defense now, because he's shooting me with one single arrow. And I've got 4 defense. 6, yeah. So I've got 6 defense, so I've obviously clearly blocked that. But because it's a range attack, I can't counter attack. If he was doing melee, I could counter attack. So I just put up my shields and go, this is tree stump!
Something like that.
That's basically the end of your turn.
Cool, so that's the end of my second action. So now moving to the main phase. So you can do a reinforce, then you can do a retreat, and then other spells expire.
So reinforce is where you take stuff from your reserve and add them to your front line. And retreat is where you take stuff from your front line and add them to your reserve.
So I am going to... So obviously I can't do anything to reinforce yet because there's nothing there. But I am going to retreat. I'm going to move this over to here. And I'm going to move one of those there as well.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Alright, so now it goes to my turn. Obviously I'll skip the beginning phase and the dragon attack phase and go to my army phase. So I'm going to maneuver over here on the right on the horde section first. So looking for feats, or maneuver symbols as they are actually called. So I got 3, 4, 5, 6.
That counts as 4.
Yeah, because that's the faction symbol. So I've got 10.
I'm pretty sure it's impossible because I've only got 6 basic little dice. So I've got 1, 2. That's it.
Alright, so this is going to go up to a 4. Is that a magic? No, it's a range symbol.
Range.
And then I'm going to do a ranged attack, and I'm going to shoot the middle section. Oh no, there's some fat guys over here. Yeah, I'm going to shoot that middle section. Alright, so I've got 2, 3, 4.
That's it.
Yep, 4.
So, even though I've had a whole entire turn and done 2 missile range attacks, now we're going to find out what happens when you hit somebody. So I then roll my defense. So I'm looking for my shield symbols, which are these like blacked out suns. So roll my dice. 1. So I've got 1 successful defense. So that means that there's 3 damage left over because that's how it works. Okay, so what Jason does, Jason as the aggressor, he assigns where the damage goes. You have to completely kill something to be able to kill it. So that has 4 health, that has 3 health, that has 3 health, that has 2 health. Jason's doing 3 damage. I think it's probably pretty obvious what you would do.
So this is a ranged one, and this is a... I'm going to kill this one.
Cool. So he goes to my dead unit area.
Alright, that's a nice successful turn for me. I will then do
Middle unit?
my second action, my second army phase.
We'll go maneuver?
Yep, maneuver first. Which is a single... What is this?
Whatever that does.
We'll pause for a second. Alright, so this is rend. So I've got 1 maneuver already. This counts as a maneuver in the maneuver phase. And then I get to roll it again and add the second result as well. Which is whatever that is.
Wild growth, which is during a non-maneuver roll. It would generate and be able to promote units.
Okay, so I've got two maneuver then.
So I try to counteract his maneuver.
You need 3 at least.
So that's a 4, so that's the faction symbol. And then I've got this, but that only happens during a missile action. So that will count as 1 more maneuver.
Yeah, so you've
So I stop the maneuver.
That's crap, because they've got no real ranged in here, so I'm going to have to do a ranged attack.
So who are you going to shoot?
I'm going to shoot me... those guys down there. That'll be
1.
1 and choke again.
Choke is only against melee.
What was this again? This was
Oh yeah, that's.
oh, there's another.
That's also only during melee. That's a smite.
There's another 2 there.
So smite and choke, they're both against melee attacks, but you're not doing melee.
So I've got 3
So you've got 3 damage. So I do my defense.
of them.
Oh shit! Sorry. That's a whole lot of attack and not a lot of defense.
So I'll just kill one of the big ones.
They're level 2s.
Oh.
You can kill that.
Yeah, and
you
that,
can kill
yeah. And there you go. That's my turn done. So now it goes over to D.
So, beginning phase nothing, dragon phase nothing, army phase. Let's start with.
Oh, by the way, I didn't want to do any reinforcing and maneuvering.
So we'll start with these guys. I think I'll try and do a maneuver thing on this.
Okay. Is that 2?
So that's 2 and
1
this
more.
will count as 1 more. So 3 altogether.
So I need 4. It's 2, 3. What the hell is? Oh, that's the guy climbing out of the hole again.
And that one. So you've got 4. Plus you've got that smother thing, which is only melee attack.
Okay.
So that can count as 1 more as well.
So 5.
So 5, so stops that. So I'll do a ranged attack.
Okay.
I am going to do a ranged attack against these guys.
Okay. Oh, I knew I should have got rid of that one.
Right, so I've got no actual range attack, but I've got this one, which is bullseye. So during a missile action, each bullseye result, which is 4, inflicts 1 point of damage. Total point of damage can be individually targeting 1 or multiple units, and then the dice which it hits then makes a defense against.
So you could do, I suppose, you could do 1 on his. This is interesting. We were just saying because you could kill this guy right out because he's only got a 1 defense and he's a 4 health thing. Right, you'll explain it there. What he's thinking.
I think what I'm going to do, because these are all 2s, aren't they? I think I'm going to do against both of those. So basically, it's 2 points of damage
each.
Yeah, 2 points of damage on each of those. So he rolls the defense for the ones which are being hit by bullseye.
Right, so. Ooh. So you guys can see it. I need one of these to come up with it. No, they're both dead.
So they both take 2 damage. They're both dead.
What I really wanted was one of the, ooh, like that.
Yeah.
That would have protected both of them.
No, because they've taken 2 points of damage each.
That one would have.
That would have protected. Yeah, that would have saved both of them if you rolled that. Cool. So that was
your first one.
Then I'm going to go with this one here. So I'm going to try and do a maneuver first. I've got no maneuver. But if you roll 0, I win ties.
That's true.
You've not.
No.
So then I'll do a range attack. I'll do a range attack against. I think I'll do a range attack against these guys.
Okay.
I've got 1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
Defense rolls. I got 1, 2.
2.
So you can kill one of these guys.
I'll kill this one.
Okay.
Okay, so then I reinforce. So I've got these 2 guys in the reinforcement area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him in here, and he's going to go in there.
Okie dokie. And then it goes over to me.
And then I could retreat. So if I wanted to retreat other people out, I could then do those, and so forth. Actually, I'm going to change my mind a bit. I'm going to put... No, I'm not. I'm going to stay where it is, and then I'm going to retreat 2 of those there.
Stop being so tactical then. I'm just going to go for a maneuver yet. I got 1.
You got a crap load of defense. And that can count as one as well.
Oh yes, so I got 2. That's right. We read him weep.
I've got
3.
3.
Okay, you
So
stop
no
me.
maneuvering for you.
Then I will shoot that guy on the end.
Okay.
I got none I can see.
You got nothing.
No.
No shooting at all.
That's rubbish.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna go over there with a maneuver. So I got 3.
3. I can only get a maximum of 2, which I did.
So that'll go up 1.
So that go to a 4, which makes it a range.
And then I will range the guy in front of me for what it's worth. I got a cantrip
So you've
4.
got a cantrip, which is only used during a magic action. During other non-maneuver rolls, cantrips can be used to purchase spells that are resolved immediately.
Alright,
So that's where there's a spell list that Jason can then choose from based on his faction colours. So he's green and gold. So all of these is what he has available. It's got a cost down the right-hand side. He can buy multiple, and they take effect immediately.
Also, we have 2 generic ones, which is Summon Dragon, which costs 7, unfortunately, and Resurrect Dead, which costs 3, which is something I might do, but we'll just pause it for a second. Alright, so I have cast Wall of Ice on this faction over here, which basically gives them 3 shields until my start of my next turn. I was tempted to bring back these guys, and you would have joined that unit for a target range thing, but I think I need to protect what I have. So that is the end of my turn, and on to Dee's turn. And we'll... Alright, so we're going to finish off the game, because I think you get the general gist of how this works. So we're going to keep fighting until one of us controls a location with 2 locations with 8s on them, or one of our armies get wiped out. So we'll come back to you to tell you who won, and then give you some more information. So, see you in a bit. Bye! Alright, so we've finished off the game, and what you're looking at now is the final places of the board, and unbelievably, I lost, as Dee's controlling 2 areas with 8s, and he's managed to hold on. As you can see, I've got a lot more dice left. He's got 4 dice left, so if I could have just lasted another turn, but he managed to get this last one up to an 8 against my thing. I couldn't stop him from maneuvering.
And I got that as well.
Yeah.
I had 1 maneuver against your 0.
Yeah. And I rolled no maneuvers on my 4 dice, and I was planning on my next turn. I was thinking I could last that turn, and then my next turn, these guys at the end of my turn would have come onto there, and then I would have solidified my position on both these 8s over here. So it was a really close game. I mean, D was taking a battering on the fight phase. You can see all these dead dice over there, because well, dice games, man. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So we go. That's a general idea of how Dragon Dice works. This comes to Kickstarter soon, and it's going to be run by SFR Productions, and Chip, who made the game package, will be running that. So if you're interested in head-to-head dice, sort of, there's going to be other things as well. Actually, now that I think about it, I've got some booster packs here that I can show you, basically. So you got like other factions, like they've got the Undead, the Frostwings, the Battle Chest, which gives you even more crazy dice for artifacts and equipment.
Crazy as well.
Yeah.
Not your normal dice at all. Don't really know what they do, but...
Well, there's the rules, and yeah, we just they got so many things, so many icons. It took us a while just to get the hang of the basic rules for this, because there's a lot to remember, and there's a lot of tactics and strategy to this as well. So you got to keep, this book handy. This book is very important to remember all the different effects and stuff. But they're going to be bringing more races out, and more abilities, more effects and stuff. Obviously, depending on how well the Kickstarter does. So if you like that and you want to get a copy of your own, you can follow the description below. I'm sure the guys from SFR would love your support. I know Shep would. I know you could get a copy yourself. And thanks for watching. Thanks for playing, D. See you guys later.
See you later.
Bye.